The courtroom went silent before the verdict was even read, not because of the victim, but because 12 jurors had just heard what happened inside the truck, and the driver stopped looking at the jury after that. Rain hammered against the courthouse windows while prosecutors rolled in an old speaker system wrapped in evidence tape. And 38-year-old delivery driver Saddam Hale sat motionless beside his attorney, repeating the same explanation he had given for weeks.
It was an accident. I have told you this for many weeks now, and I truly do not know how else to explain the situation to you
He
today.
claimed the brakes failed, the truck hydroplaned, and the weather made the collision unavoidable. But prosecutors were no longer focused on the crash itself. They were focused on the 3 minutes before it. The judge leaned forward as prosecutors revealed audio recovered from a damaged company phone found inside the truck cab. And most people expected proof of texting or distraction, but instead the recording revealed a conversation. Windshield wipers scraped against heavy rain while tires hissed across flooded pavement. Then a little girl's nervous voice quietly said, "Dad,
you need to slow
maybe
down."
slow down." The entire courtroom shifted because nobody knew his daughter had been inside the truck that night. Saddam closed his eyes while the recording continued. "We're already late," he answered, irritated but calm. Seconds later, the little girl spoke again. "There's a car stopped up there." Then came the sentence that changed the entire trial. "If they don't move, that's their problem." 3 seconds later, the sound of twisting metal exploded through the speakers before the recording cut off completely. Nobody in the courtroom moved afterward. Even the judge slowly removed his glasses while jurors stared toward the defense table in silence that felt heavier than shouting. Prosecutors never raised their voices after that because the case was no longer about bad weather or mechanical failure. It became about a decision. The defense argued Saddam was exhausted from impossible delivery schedules, threatened with termination, and pressure by nonstop deadlines. And honestly, some jurors understood because everyone knows what pressure feels like. But prosecutors revealed Saddam had already received 2 prior warnings for aggressive driving while his daughter was inside the vehicle. Suddenly, the courtroom was no longer deciding whether he made a mistake. They were deciding how many warnings a person receives before responsibility becomes a choice. The judge waited several moments before delivering his reasoning, speaking calmly enough that every word landed harder. "You are not on trial for being tired," he said. "You are not on trial for working too hard.
You are on trial because someone trusted you to slow down, and you decided your frustration mattered more than their safety. The consequences of that choice are yours alone to bear now."
Nobody looked away as he continued.
The most dangerous people are rarely the angry ones. They are the people who convince themselves their impatience is harmless. It is a slow, quiet path to ruin.
Saddam finally turned toward the jury, but none of them looked back at him. Minutes later, the guilty verdict was read. Deputies moved in with handcuffs, and prosecutors revealed Saddam's daughter had refused to testify because she never wanted to relive that night again. But by then, the court already understood something devastating. Her voice on that recording had testified more powerfully than anyone in the courtroom could have imagined. And somehow that became the part nobody could forget. If stories like this remind you how one careless decision can destroy multiple lives at once, subscribe for more courtroom cases where the verdict is not the ending, it's the warning.